Welcome to the Brewers Anonymous BJCP training program. This is a supplemental video to Section 2, Exams, Ranks, and Points, explaining the path of certification, not only to start your certification path, but what goes beyond that is a difficult thing to try to explain in just a text slide format. So I've made a second lesson on the ranks, but this one's a lot more visual. It should help tie everything together if you're having a little trouble understanding the flow of everything when it comes from the entrance exam all the way to the higher ranks. So let's take a quick look at that now. So, of course, to start everything off, you need to pass the BJCP Beer Entrance Exam. I think we've made that pretty clear in all of our lessons that have to do with that exam. Once you do that, you can take and you will need to pass the BJCP Beer Judging Exam. And of course, always worth noting, within 1 calendar year of passing your entrance exam. Now, after that, a few things can happen, starting with if your score is below 60% on that judging exam, you will become an apprentice judge and you can hold on to that title for 2 years. It's actually probably better said you have 2 years to improve that title. Maybe that's a better way to say that. Another thing that can happen after you've taken your judging exam and it's graded is that if you score a 60 to 69% on the judging exam, you're now a recognized judge, and that is without any experience points. And this is, I guess, what you could call the first permanent title. This does not expire. There is something, and you may come across this in reading about the BJCP. There is something called active and lapsed judges, but it's not expired. So that isn't going to affect the fact that you're a recognized judge. Once you become a recognized judge, you can really only go up from there. That's not going to be taken away from you. Another possibility after your exam is passed and judged is that if you scored a 70 to 79 on the judging exam and you have 5 experience points and at least half of them are from judging, you become a certified ranked judge. And this is where everything stops without any additional work. So let's talk about the additional work that can come after this once you've completed everything that's on the screen. And that is, if you score 80% or higher on the judging exam and you have those 5 points that make you a certified judge, with 5 more additional points, again, all these points, more than half from judging, a total of 10 points, you're now eligible to take the written proficiency exam. So assuming you are pursuing those higher ranks and you take the written proficiency exam, here are the possible outcomes at the completion of that exam. First, if the average of your judging exam and the written proficiency exam score is under 80%, you remain a certified judge. You do not advance in rank. Next possibility, if your average of the judging exam and the written exam score is between 80 and 89%, you're on your way to become a national judge, but you need to have a minimum of 20 experience points. Half of those, of course, from judging. One final option and another gateway to further advancement is if your average judging exam and written exam score is 90 to 99%, you're on your way to a master judge once you have 40 experience points, again, half from judging. And then from there, you can start working on some of those master points. But again, that is not something covered in this exam, so we will not discuss that here. So hopefully if there's any confusion from the original presentation of how the ranks go and how the progression goes to get to those ranks, hopefully the combination of that presentation and this graph will help clear that up. So that's it for this lesson. Let's head to the next one.